in the garage. Well, I'm out here working on the Jeep parts, trying to get it ready to put back together, hold the gas tank in. This crappy skid plate, which is like the worst design thing ever in the world. And this afternoon I've been painting on this, and I couldn't really document what I'm doing and talk about it because everybody and their Chinese brother decided to mow their dang grass. And all I heard was lawnmowers all this afternoon. So now the sun's starting to go down. It's starting to cool off a little bit. It's been hot today, and it's been in the 90s. And I've got a lot done on the Jeep. The skid plate's about ready to go back on. Let's see where we're at and what I'm doing with that. These are the used body bolts that I scored off of eBay. And I'm going to shoot a little black paint on them so they don't rust. And we'll use some anti-seize grease. We'll be going to town. All right, as far as the body lift goes, got all the new mounts in. I've been using the Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus, not Rust Encapsulator, but Rust Encapsulator Plus, and then it says it's 2 times stronger than the original Rust Encapsulator, but they still sell both of them, so, I mean, what does that tell you? Applied directly over surface rust, heat resistant, yada, 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 but, I mean, why would you buy the other one if this is 2 times stronger? I'm really confused about that. It's Eastwood's marketing, I guess. But anyway, I've been spraying this because they were out of the spray cans, like I said, and this is what I mixed up. And the other great thing about the rust encapsulator is you have to use xylene to thin it. You can't use lacquer thinner. So I had to spend 25 bucks to get a gallon of this crap. Feels a lot more oily than lacquer thinner. So anyway, I used that to thin it, and then they said you can't clean your gun with this, you have to use lacquer thinner, so I should have just used lacquer thinner. But anyway, I've been using my side spray useless Iwata gun with the 3M PPS. Awesome. I will say this, the frame looks absolutely gorgeous after we used the rust converter, and now I've used the rust encapsulator. It looks really, really nice. I still have to do the internal frame coating, which I plan on doing, but I'm trying to get the lift kit. I've got all the spacers in. I've got a couple more bolts to tighten up, and then I'll be done with that. But as far as like the frame goes, man, it turned out super nice, way better than it was before. And then when you look over here at this crappy skid plate, I've got it painted and coated. I will probably put one more, just a top coat on it, just for looks, I guess. That's the other skid plate, and there's the rough country one that will go over this one and hide all this Frankenstein welding that I did. I did have to laugh. There was some pretty funny comments about that, my welding. Now, if you remember, I said I was working on the steering wheel trying to get the cover put on it that I bought from Redline Goods because I thought that that was going to be the best cover to go on it to make it look like the OEM. And I can tell you this, that while it might be the best cover that might look the most OEM, they are the biggest. Now, while it may be the best looking cover that you can put on it and it looks OEM, they are the biggest A-wipes that I've ever dealt with in my life, just about, as far as like a supplier. There is no instructions on how to do it, and I've contacted them and I emailed them and I waited for a response, and then he didn't really answer my question. And when I said, well, this, and this, then he came back with a freaking attitude, and this guy's in Poland or something. But get ready, there's going to be a waylay of what a piece of crap Redline Goods is as a company. They're unless you want to pay $225 for them to stitch it on and install it, then there's no instructions on this, and I'm not really quite sure how to do it. And since I paid $150 just for this little piece of leather, I think there should be some instructions, but they're just really pieces of crap. And there's going to be a good video of that, and I promised them that I would do that and point out all the flaws that I thought in their customer service process, even though they promised a lot of good things. They're yeah. I'm going to let this cure just a little bit. I'm going to put a top coat on it, maybe a little bit inside. But, you know, the sad thing is, do I know that this is going to rust again? Absolutely. Did I slow it down? Maybe. This is just such a poor, crappy design with water running through a piece of metal with poor drainage, right? That you know that this thing's going to rust out. And the other thing is crazy is that on the TJs, they've got the plate that goes underneath, and that one's not that expensive. It's like 125 bucks, I think. One of these stupid skid plates runs 550 bucks plus shipping. You would think that someone in China would make one. Maybe they don't know that they rust out, but it is a terrible, terrible design. All I'm doing is buying time. Eventually, this will rust out too. Now, I'm not really sure how long it will take now that it's been coated with anti-rust paint and the rust has been converted. You know, it may last a while. Who knows? Jennifer's laughing at me every year. I say, I'm gonna get the grass looking good, and she says, you say that every year. I got so many weeds and crap in the front yard. I dethatched all this by hand and put some straw out, watered it, I'm trying to grow Bermuda now because it's so hot here during the summer. We're kind of in a weird area for grass, so anyway, I cut it real short today, try to get rid of some of the weeds, and then I've put some seed down, so we'll see how it goes. But the front part where I did the grass pavers, the grass is coming up good. Some people don't know how to park on it. You know, they're still out in the middle of the road. But anyway, I put it there so you could drive closer over to the edge and not be out in the middle of the road. But, you know, whatever. All right, I got the frame finished. I even sprayed some internal frame coating from Eastwood on the areas that I could see that were rusty. This stuff works great as far as like being able to go in and spray the internal parts of the frame to retard that rust. This stuff is great. I got the bolts that have been sitting in Evaporust. We're going to take a look at those. We'll take a look at the frame, and I've got the skid plates ready to go back on. Awesome. All right, so I think that's going to be a good stopping point for today. I don't want to overdo the hilarity that you're getting to watch. I appreciate you watching. The next video we'll be looking at putting on the skid plate, getting all that zip back up. I'm getting closer to being able to get a shop. I'm going to have a video about the crappy Redline Goods jerks that I've been dealing with. And which way we're going to go on a steering wheel, because you do have to have a steering wheel when you drive a Jeep. Or any vehicle, I believe, except for some of the new Google cars, maybe. I don't know. But keep watching. I'm trying to not eat cakes, cookies, candies. Wish me luck. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.